Hey Cap, following on from your reading earlier, I never got around to pulling any medicine cards. We got the raccoon little bandit on the back of the deck. He came out earlier when I was checking the energy for you before I jumped on here, along with Crow Universal Law and Alligator number 50, rolling with the punches, Crow number 24, and the raccoon came out twice, again on the back of the deck. As I said, following on from the energy of the last reading, we've got horsepower number 35, 2 minutes on the clock. Elk medicine, stamina number 3. And 24, the crow, universal law. What's coming through with this is that it was never about a lack of power, but it was about channeling that in a healthy way. There's been some lessons in the past of really understanding your true power, to have confidence in yourself, to use your power without abusing your own power. Feels like seeing a lot of mistakes being made by others, maybe making a lot of mistakes yourself. Understanding what good and bad really means, what right and wrong really means, what's true to you, universal law. Your values, what you will do, what you won't do, why you will do it, why you won't do it, what you agree with, what you don't agree with. Stand for something or fall for anything. Feels like a lot of harsh lessons, going through a lot of harsh situations. Mastering human behaviour, psychology, intention, love over fear. Choosing not to go with the crowd if it doesn't suit you, in terms of even things that are seen as right, or like man-made ideas of things that are right, rules and regulations we should abide by that maybe are immoral. Seeing the difference between going by the book and going and following your heart. What you're doing is like things that maybe you're doing because you have to do them to stay in some kind of regulation, and things that you're doing because you genuinely feel called to do them. It doesn't mean that maybe you can't, maybe you still have to do things that you don't agree with, in terms of like life's duties, things we need to do to move along. But there's a sense of self, there's a certainty, there's a confidence, that there's no confusion. You know why you're doing what you're doing. Maybe you don't agree with it, but you need to do it in order to get to where you do agree with, in order to do what you do agree with, in order to bring about a different narrative. It's like use everything, learn from the enemy, use all resources. Everything's a lesson, everything's fuel, everything can be alchemized, everything can be transmuted, everything can be transformed, everything can be a tool in the box. you needed to be at a point where you was more loyal to yourself than you was to others, where you was more loyal to your mission than you were to others, where you were able to set boundaries. The dog, grouse, armadillo, eagle, number one. Some of you, it's like this power was something that was unfamiliar to you. You could only become friends with this power when it was time. It was for your own protection, that you didn't know your own strength, that you didn't know your own power, that you didn't know your own path. Things that were hidden from you, it wasn't punishment. It was so that you couldn't hurt yourself. What you don't know can't hurt you. It's like you needed to be ready to see yourself, your true self. It's a lot to take in. It's a lot to realize. It's a lot to break free from, a lot to understand, a big realization. That this magic, this power, this energy, this creative, skillful, beautiful, talented, inspiring energy is something that was within you all along. It's like you've always been this lit. That Ram Dass meditation's coming through that often does about sitting around the fire. All we'll ever do is sit around the fire. That flame within. That eternal flame energy. It's like something has been nurtured. It's not new. It was always you. But there's an awakening happening here. Things have been slow, things have been steady, but that was because you need to go the distance. Something's for the long term. This isn't about quickly getting something done and then burnout. Or like a 5 minutes of fame kind of energy, and it might not be even about fame, but that thing of like a quick spike, a peak, and then a crash. It's like this is something sustainable, this is something for the long term. There's been a lot of time invested, a lot of energy invested, a lot of patience invested in honing your power, in honing your energy, mastering your movement, the way you move, the way you manage your reaction, your energy, your emotions, your mind. A lot of groundwork here. You could be thinking like this is going on forever. Don't fool yourself. Let go, release. Things aren't what they seem. It's like coyote energy coming through there, number 13, and now 51 Jaguar. Trickster. What's coming through is what I'm seeing is what even episode is that? It's Dragon Ball Z. They're fighting. It's not even coming through clearly. I watched this ages ago, but it was like there was a fight. A few of them already died. They were floating above the fight, watching the fight. It might have been Gohan fighting. And then they're like chuckling there. It's like watching, like how you'd watch a football match, be on the sidelines, watching. It's like ancestors watching. Like I'm just seeing like a really old, wise energy. It's like that. it's kind of like a granddad kind of energy, like a big belly laugh. It's like a fighting spirit. It's a knowing. It's a confidence. It's like you got the whole team. You are your whole team. It's an energy, it's a knowing, it's a feeling that the whole team's with you as you move. Ancestral wisdom, connecting to your guides. You don't just know what you know, but you know what others knew before you. You know what you knew before you. Generationally from other lives. It's like even if Gohan's on his last breath, battered and bruised, the ancestors are looking down, chuckling, munching on their popcorn in the knowing that the light will prevail. You are enough just as you are. You were made for this. You're not trying to be something, you are the thing. You can't try and be what you are. You can't try and do what you are. It's an extension of you. But the strength and the force that's coming with this, the energy, it's like, imagine if the certain guidelines weren't in place. It's like Gohan's not going to fight for the sake of fighting. It's with heart, it's with purpose, it's with integrity, it's with nobility, with respect, with honour, with heart. Like how a true fighter prays for peace, not for the fight. It's in the back pocket, but it's not the driving force. That combative energy. And even that is like them big outbursts of rage, them big outbursts of pain. How that can lead to burnout. Kind of like when a child's upset and they won't stop crying, and then they'll start coughing, and then they'll start getting hot, and then they're breathless. And it's like the same with adults. Something's bothering you, it's playing on your mind as a thought. It's like you start winding yourself up about it, repeating that narrative. That charges the feeling. The feeling continues to charge the thought, and that cycle kicks in. Now there's physical symptoms, you're getting hot, you're getting irritated, your breathing shortens, now maybe you're coughing, hypertension. It's like the stress in the body. That nothing can be resolved in that place. You're not well in that place, shuts off the immune system, instant survival mode, shuts off digestive system, shuts off everything. Just like there's been a mastering of the power of love. And it's not just a knowing, it's where you're moving in terms of the actions you're taking. That power isn't violence. That violence is the weakest form of power. That it takes more strength to love than it does to hate, to forgive than it does to hold a grudge. It's been character building indeed. This crow energy. Yeah, coyote again. You could have really felt like you lived a million lives in one. 47 prairie dog. And a wolf teacher, pathfinder. Prairie dog calls me when it's time to rest, when it's time to honour the internal quest. I go into retreat so I may see a way to replenish the potential in me. Teaches that strength and inspiration can be found by retreating into stillness that quiets the mind. The strength of this medicine is also knowing when and how to replenish your life force. Prairie dog medicine people tend to seek self-empowerment in silence and inactivity, where they can access dreams and visions without the intrusions of worldly chaos. When they re-enter the world, they are profound and powerful anchors of calm resolve amid life's storms. It may be a warning that your body's fuel gauge is running low. You might need a day of silence or retreat from regular activities before you become too exhausted to carry on. Have you put your basic needs at the bottom of the to-do list? Burning the candle at both ends may weaken the punch you can normally pack when tackling the tasks at hand. Take a much needed break before you crash and burn. In order to access gifts of inspiration and renewal, you must be at peace with yourself and rested enough to recognize the blessings being offered. If you've been battling a situation without gaining ground, Prairie Dog reminds you that pushing too hard can create a resistance that does not allow for interaction. Yeah, a previous Cappy message coming through here. Something come up about that, didn't it, with the resistance. After a comfortable and relaxed time, you can return with a fresh perspective. In the meantime, the dynamics of the situation may have changed because your retreat allows the present challenge to work itself out. Sometimes just taking yourself out the equation, cutting cords with the energy instead of fueling and sending more problem energy to the problem. It's like, just let it all go. 13, cut the cords, release, let it go. Start again. Rest, don't quit. Something coming through about just having that sloppy energy, you know, like that drunk kind of energy when you're feeling too tired, you can't focus properly, things are a bit more slapdash, mistakes are made easily. It's like, take a minute to restore, to unwind. This is something I'm working on myself today. I said I was taking the whole day off, not going to do a thing, just gonna chill. And I got a few hours of that, but it's like I just couldn't even rest, because it's like trying to rest but feeling guilty for resting, or I could be doing this, I'm not even properly resting, so why am I even resting? It's like I spent so many hours battling the mind trying to rest. It's like I might as well have just done what I needed to do. But it's like, just really follow your intuition, and even that, not putting too many limitations on yourself, because sometimes it's like I'll plan to rest because I know that one of my intentions is practicing resting without guilt, or so I'll take a day off. But actually, intuitively, in that moment, I do feel called to do something. And it's not about feeling guilty about the rest. It's just I have this passion, this drive in that moment. I feel called to take action. Maybe it is because I rested for a bit. But if it's not as long as I've logically planned, I then kind of be hard on myself for coming out of that rested state. Because one of the lessons is to be able to rest without guilt. But then the other is to follow my intuition and to not have any block. It's like, just because I set the intention to rest doesn't mean that now I don't feel called to do something and that that's genuine and that's what I should do right now. It's like I feel rested, I feel good, but now because I've made this rule for myself that I am disappointing myself or letting myself down if I don't follow it, or if I then take action, it confirms that I haven't actually learned to rest without guilt, but I have. It's actually just that I feel called to do that in the moment. So it's like, be mindful of narratives that you give yourself, because it's like they're great to get through certain things, but change them, adapt. You make it up as you go along. Let yourself make it up as you go along, because it's like sometimes just by setting the intention can kickstart a flow of things that you're not expecting. And 52 Black Panther, leaping empty-handed into the void with implicit trust. "52 on the clock, 52 seconds on the clock, 52 on here. Swan behind that, grace. There's a lot of information that's been coming to you, not just about yourself, about many different things. This can be overwhelming. It's like, this is too much for anyone to bear. This is too many realizations at once. These are too many illusions being shattered at once. How can you take so much heavy information, so many heavy facts, truths about your own personal life, about things that are happening around you, things that are happening on the planet, whatever it is? How can you possibly bear this and move through this? It's like, yes, you have got to move through this, but rest first. It does feel like that hibernation energy, like taking a few days, taking a week, taking a month, whatever it is, taking a minute to really get present. And it's like extending your time. So it's like, instead of seeing it as taking maybe the day off, to start your day off on like a Monday, and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like continue to wind down. Not about just taking one day off and then off you go. It's like, continue, bring it low as you can, just keep winding down, keep surrendering, keep letting go, keep breathing it out, release, grounding, fix your environment, clean, tidy, get things in order. What can you do to cleanse? To invite new energy in, to release the old, to be as relaxed and as grounded and as peaceful, parasympathetic state as possible, so that you can be present to enjoy things moving forward. Certain changes are going to take place, and things have been put in a way where it's already been dealt with. It's like, you may be moving, you may change location, change job, new partner, family, news of births or business projects, whatever. Certain things have been set up because you're not going to have to worry about cutting ties with certain things. It's like people are not even going to know. Certain energies are not going to have your new address. Certain energies are not going to know what you're up to or what you're doing. It feels like it could have been revealed to you that people weren't even worried about what you were doing because they didn't think anything was happening. But this has actually been for your protection. This could have been hurtful. Like, why aren't people supporting? Why aren't people celebrating you? Why aren't people showing up in some way? And it's like they haven't kept up to date with you. Now they're not up to date with you. There's no reason to keep them updated. Learn from the past. See what's been shown to you. As much as this isn't how you would have wanted it, because maybe you were available to keep someone updated, it's not how they've moved. Now you've seen the truth of this. This isn't an energy you want in your life, whether this is friendships, business partners, associates, whatever it is, acquaintances, whatever it is. You was more invested in something than they were in you, or it was in you, and it feels like just someone, something, or a group of people, it just wasn't what you thought. It's not nice. Ouch, roll with the punches. Alligator number 50, raccoon little bandit. It's like you can take this on the chin and keep it moving. It feels like feeling sad in terms of like being left out, not feeling enough, or feeling like feeling sad that someone didn't make the effort that you made, or doesn't want to make an effort. It's like, thank your lucky stars this person never made an effort, because it's like the person you thought they were wasn't really the person. It's like any effort that would have been made and that will be made in the future is for selfish intention, because the effort they put into you, they're getting something out of. There was no effort put in because they couldn't get nothing out of you. Now you've got something to get out of you. They're not going to put in the effort because they're not going to know you've got anything to put out, and you leave them thinking there's no point putting in the effort. Yeah. It's nothing going on over here, mate. Nothing going on over here. Nothing to see here, mate. Nothing to see here, guys. Badger, aggressiveness, 29. Advert just come on that said we play different, and then the penguin advert come on. 21, owl, deception, silent flight through the night, badger, aggressiveness, weasel, number 33. Sneaky little bugger, I'm going to say for that. And number 8. You know what's coming through with this? It's kind of, I'll be real, it's coming through like a cunning, sneaky, cheeky, artful dodger, Del Boy kind of energy. Butter wouldn't melt, but butter burned kind of energy. Mischievous. Mastermind kind of energy. And maybe even without you being consciously aware of this, it feels like you've seen a lot, you've done a lot, you've been many different people, around many different people, many different behaviours, many different sides of things. Very aware of things, what's going on, what's not going on. A resilience, a courageous energy, and almost love for your shadow. Like maybe some of your wilder, some of your cheekier tendencies are your favourite. It's like, it's very heartfelt. Yeah, the wow. It's very heartfelt. It's not like evil, malicious, manipulative or spiteful, but it's powerful. It's Moose, self-esteem. It's a soul self-esteem, because it feels like something humanly you're not even consciously aware of, or maybe you are. But there's just this light. There's a light. Yeah, turtle, that you're here for the right reasons. It's like that universal law thing again. Maybe people could see you as rude or rebellious or cheeky or maybe selfish or too honest or blunt or whatever it is. You could trigger others. But there's this unconditional love, this light within you, this knowing. Why you can exercise that shadow, why you can trust yourself to dip into darker areas of yourself, put your mind in certain places or your feelings in certain places, because it's like separate from you, is part of you but separate from you, something you can utilize, but something that doesn't define you, something that you don't have to, that doesn't control you. It's like you're in control of your ways. You choose what you do and what you don't do, but there's this thing coming through about mastering all levels of things, the good and the bad, and using everything to your advantage. 3747, the turtle, Mother Earth. In Native American teachings, turtle is the oldest symbol for planet Earth. It is the personification of goddess energy and the eternal mother from which our lives evolve. We are born of the womb of Earth, and to her soil our bodies will return. In honouring the Earth, we are asked by Turtle to be mindful of the cycle of give and take, to give back to the mother as she has given to us. Turtle has a shell which is similar to the protection that Earth has employed for centuries as her body has been defiled. Mother Earth's protection has come in the form of earth changes, new plant growth, the creation of new land masses by volcanoes and climate alterations. Like Turtle, you also have shields that protect you from hurt, envy, jealousy, and the unconsciousness of others. Turtle teaches you through its habit patterns how to use protection. If you are bothered by the actions or words of others, it is time to go inside yourself and honour your feelings. If you are attacked, it is time to give a warning snap. If you have chosen the turtle symbol, you are being asked to honour the creative source within you, to be grounded to the earth, and to observe your situation. If you have chosen the turtle symbol, you're being asked to honour the creative source within you, to be grounded to the earth, and to observe your situation with motherly compassion. Use the water and earth energies which represent Turtle's two homes to flow harmoniously with your situation, and to place your feet firmly on the ground in a power stance. Turtle is a fine teacher of the art of grounding. You may even be able to overcome some of your space cadet tendencies if you align with Turtle medicine. In learning to ground, you are placing focus on your thoughts and actions and slowing to a place that assures completion. Page number 77. Something coming through is to really just get back to the basics, and it's not all a hoo-ha, 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 he. Like, at the moment, it's like, you know how everything's a fashion, everything's a fashion, everything's a trend, everything's an aesthetic, everything's a, I don't know. It's like, what really are these spiritual practices, are these things that are being spoken about more and more recently, in recent years, and really it's just things that have always been for many, many years. It's like, take your shoes off, go and stand on the earth isn't an update. Like, the update is put shoes on and go and stand on the earth. That's the update. Like, we all started on the earth. Man-made shoes. Man-made ways. But realistically, like, if you just popped out of your mother and landed on the earth today, in the middle of the jungle, like, what's instinct? What's natural? What's nature? What's normal? Would it be a problem that you didn't have shoes? No, it'd be great because you've just boosted your immune system. You put your shoes on, now that's a problem. We didn't even need to talk about the problem because we didn't need the shoes. It's like, we need grounding. No, we don't need grounding. We just didn't need the shoes. The grounding isn't something we've made up or that's man-made. Like, man being born on the earth and standing on the earth is just how it happens. Like, you're born, you're gonna have to stand up sooner or later. We have feet to stand on and the earth's under the feet. Then man comes along and makes a rubber sole. Now it's like everyone's just promoting that we need to ground, and we've got grounding blankets and grounding beds and all sorts of things, which I'm not mad at, because if we can get it in there in today's concrete jungle, then great. But it's normal. It's not an effort. It's not a thing to do. To make it, to make it basic, to the point where you're not having to think of, I've got to take my shoes off, but you've got to think, I've got to put my shoes on. It's like just shifting the narrative. Even in terms of like having cold baths or having hot, it's like if you're in nature, hot springs, cold streams, like, your body's continuously going to be going through different temperatures, adapting to different weather conditions. It's like we've been put in a fish tank and then wondering why we get sick from a dust because we're not adapting. Like, out in, like, tribes are out here getting stung by all sorts of creatures that are just immune to the sting because they've adapted to that. And there's something about really remembering, a remembrance of your humanness, of the fact that you are nature, that it's not separate from us, it's not something to do. All this other stuff is something to do. Like, we're getting in our own way. But really, if you take all that out, even in terms of having a house, of course, who wants to stand in the rain and get wet? No one. Like, how grateful to have a roof over your head. However, too much of anything is not necessarily a good thing. And as much as it's a dream to have that privilege of being able to come into the warm, into the dry, to also be just as excited about running out of the dry into the rain just to feel it. Not like, oh, I'm gonna get wet, oh, I'm gonna get sick. No, like, just to feel it. You're being asked to really turn up the freedom, turn up the joy, turn up the inner child, liberation, fly, jump, play, no limitation, no restriction, no being careful, just free flow. The Hermit, number 9. Find or be a mentor, take a break from society, a commitment to your spiritual growth. And we have the Prince of Spring, charming, self-confident, passionate, restless, immediate action, a challenge you can successfully manage a passionate relationship. 47 minutes on the clock. Something raise is past person, is this new person, is this past person, is this new person. Firstly, guys, yeah, the star, number 17. Look to the future with hope and optimism, the power of faith to move mountains, happy changes that bring relief from challenging times. Firstly, something coming through here. Is it the past person or is it a new person? It's like there's always a past person. There's always a new person. It depends on you. Don't just be available for what's available for you. So if I say, oh, it's the past person, you'll prepare for them. Don't take no one's word for it. Don't invest or commit or wait or prepare for something you don't want to prepare for. Because maybe the past person is coming back. But maybe you've already made the decision, you're moving on, and it doesn't even matter because there's something new coming. Maybe something from the past can be healed, but maybe it can't be healed up to the standard that you want it to be healed, and that's the decision you've already made. There's something coming through about the decision of going back to a past person, not to put that in the hands of the past person. It's not about this past person. This is about you. And in some cases it could be in terms of, well, it depends if they've changed, it depends if it's right, it depends how we fit now. But it's like, what's coming through with this is you was guided to make a decision. You've already made a decision. Whether you're going back to something or not. And it feels like kind of playing with the idea. So it's like if you're deciding you're going back to something and you're kind of playing with the idea of looking for something new, but you know your heart's with the past. Or you know that you're moving forward, but you just want to make sure that this person's not coming back. But why do you need to make sure if you've already decided you're moving forward? Regardless of what this person does for them, you're being asked to do what's right for you and make the decision without any update, without any closure. You move first. You decide first. And it feels like this is a decision that's already been made, but you may and ah about it, but you already know what's going to happen. You already know what you will do and what you won't do in terms of going back to something from the past. The illusion of being trapped. Ego, number 15. And the world, a brilliant success, the freedom to go in any direction, a journey that is now complete. There's new here, but it's up to you. The star. A romantic partner you can trust, excellent advice that comes from the heart, getting involved in a cultural or creative endeavour. Honourable, devoted, mature and warm-hearted. 555. Change is on the way. Change is on the way. Bloody 555, mate. 555. Running away from fives. All day long. I turned my phone off. I was like, no. Oh yeah, it's the first time you turned your phone off. But how long have you been trying to do a phone detox? That lasts about 5 minutes. Then I turned it on with my eyes shut. I'm like, no, I'm not looking at the time, but I'm just turning it on. You have no clue what I'm talking about. I was just banging on in my last reading about being feeling scared of the number 5 because it means change, and I've got a fear of change. So whenever I'm seeing 5s, I'm pretending I never see it. Frog, the path has been cleared for you to make a change that previously seemed unachievable. Can we continue to seem it unachievable, please? The path has been cleared, oh damn it, for you to make a change that previously seemed unachievable. 52 minutes on the clock. Time's up, guys. It's go time. Some of you are like, oh, how do I do this? I just don't know how to do this. Let me take a little more research time. Let me take a little more prep time. Let me take another 20 years prep time, because good Lord, I cannot make this change. Now is a time for focusing on practical matters and financial matters. Moon in Taurus. And we've got the cat. Make time to focus on your spiritual well-being and connect to the metaphysical world around you. 52 on the clock. 52 is another haunting one for me, bro. It's been haunting me for too many years now. It's been about 3 years straight, this number. Maybe more. The good you do comes back to you, an unexpected inflow of money, borrowing wisely or repaying a debt. $22.11. Temperance on the back of the deck. Sag energy. Is this garnet? Yeah. Sign Sag, crystal, garnet, red garnet, chakra heart. This is the crystal here. This one from Otter Spirit, link in description. This is from the Cappy intention deck. Intention set. You can kind of see the red sheen. You are transforming. Emotions play an important role now, but don't let them overwhelm you. Easier said, darling, isn't it? Easier said. Temper your heart with your mind, as understanding your emotions will lead to self-control. Work on removing any blocks and allow new energy and ideas to flow. Temperance also brings a time for reconciliation, fixing relationships where harsh words may have been spoken. Don't block your emotions with indifference to a person or solution. You are in a period of intellectual and emotional growth. So be flexible, bend your abilities with the new ideas you are absorbing, and compromise where you need to. Sagittarius suggests broadening your horizons. Focus on the goodness all around you, as there is harmony and understanding to be found. Garnet can help balance emotions and relieve the depression, disruption, and trauma that change may bring. The heart chakra is your middle energy center, where the physical energy is drawn up from the earth, mixed with the spiritual energy drawn down from the heavens. In this way, temperance can also suggest a time for moderation and healing. Little garnet stone there, you can kind of see him. We've got number 25, Nithea. He possesses serenity, moderation, balance, self-control and patience, all of which help him to achieve emotional and material stability. Benevolent even towards his enemies, he leads a life of happiness and pleasure. Generally self-taught, he is well informed on all subjects. Great paranormal powers are within his scope, and the desire to master the esoteric sciences. He knows how to turn to prayer for help with problems and attract revelations that will influence the behaviour of others. Planet Mars. Reasons for invoking: to receive wisdom and revelations about occult mysteries, to use white magic in order to bring about new revelations, to achieve peace through knowledge of truth. Attribute: God who gives wisdom. Page number 25, card number 25, 25, 25. Maybe check that for yourself. The Chariot, number 7. This come out for you as well. Last read. Success that comes from dedication, self-discipline, celebrating your accomplishments, being in the spotlight. We've got the Wolf. Beware of letting your wilder instincts spin out of control. Be mindful of making impulsive decisions when it comes to relationships. New energies coming in. Take a minute. Take it slow. There's no need to rush. Moon in Scorpio. Negative attitudes and fiery arguments are possible at this time. Channel your energies into positive activities. Positive physical activities like decorating or gardening. And we've got the Cow. A new beginning or even a new life may be blooming. 59. I'm going to leave it there, guys. If this did resonate, like, share and subscribe. I'll catch you soon. Sending so much love.